We were talking about Hong Kong and the whole Hong Kong situation, which is, well, is something that we can talk a lot about. So I want to know, how do you discuss these things with your friends? This can create a huge animosity, a huge distance between people because they see things from the different sides. Have you lost any friends? Have you had heavy arguments with people?
After this podcast.
Yeah.
Good question.
Or during WeChat conversations or whatnot.
Right.
I think for the past like 8-9 months, I haven't really talked to any of my friends like living in Hong Kong about this topic. I did not touch on that. No one talked to me about this. I did not talk to no one about this. Even though maybe a couple of friends did come here and we touched on it a little bit, but we kind of like, okay, guys, let's stop.
Is it difficult to talk about it?
Yeah, because you never know what the other guy thinks, you know. So
And that creates a wedge, I see.
And but for sure, because I've been spending my time in Dongguan, so everyone around me, they share the same thoughts as like I have, right?
In the mainland, yes. I mean,
Yeah.
I think most people think the same thing. At least
Right.
Chinese people,
Right.
yes.
Yes.
Some
And
foreigners,
a lot of
maybe
foreigners
not.
as well.
Yeah, but not all, I would say. But yeah, a lot. But you know, this is interesting what you're saying, because I come from Israel. You have the Israeli-Palestinian conflict forever now,
Right.
right? And within friends, we think different things. You know, I may think that occupation is wrong. You know, what we do, Israel, and I can say that. And there are some people that think like me,
Right.
and there are some people that think differently.
Right.
And but I think the dialogue is so important.
We in Colombia, we had a similar situation. We've had an revolutionary army for the last freaking 60 years. They're the most horrible people, do the most horrible things. They bombed, they killed, whatever. And trying to negotiate peace, one of the things that they negotiated was that they would be forgiven.
Right.
Everything that they've done will be forgiven, and they will be given places in government.
That happened in many places in the history.
And that was such a divisive thing, because like people who've lost their family members, people who've lost their fortunes because they were kidnapped. I mean, just to forgive and let go was a very difficult thing to do for a lot of people. So those things are creating such a deep wedge now between, well, some hardliners in Hong Kong and some people in the mainland.
I think that I think that generally you're not a political person, right?
No.
But everybody have opinions,
Of
right?
course.
And you have your own opinions,
Of course.
and you're also not like a hypocrite. You're not a liar.
Right.
So you think you will talk with people about that if they bring it up? Your friends from Hong Kong,
You know, honestly,
or you try to?
I want so much to talk about that, but I just told myself no. You know, at the end it will end up like
A backfire.
a huge argument and all that. You know, so.
But you know, one of the things that I learned through the conflict is that those people, even terrorists, as Fernando called them, and more those that maybe don't terrorize but still support their cause, they think they also are trying to help Hong Kong.
Like
The intention, the first intention, what they think they're
Which-
doing for the long term.
which I have no idea what it is.
Aren't they afraid of what if the Chinese government will have more of control in Hong Kong? I don't know. They're afraid of what they may lose.
But what?
I don't know, freedom of speech.
Well,
for
let me
example.
ask you. I'm gonna put you on the spot, Billy, because that's what I do. The extradition bill,
Right.
is it a good thing? I mean, did that guy deserve extradition?
The guy from Taiwan.
Yeah,
The Hong
he's
Kong guy.
Hongkongese.
Yeah. He did something bad in Taiwan.
He murdered his girlfriend in Taiwan,
Yeah.
and well, what do you think about that?
You know, if you just ask me that, I don't know the answer. But when I look at how other countries they are doing with each other as a reference, I think that was a right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me just that question, I don't know, because I don't have the knowledge to say yes or no. But based on different countries, they do this kind of things. to each other. And I think, yeah, most of the country, they do that.
But based on they changed the law to extradite him,
Well, they were trying to pass a law to extradite him,
and
right?
people got upset.
And people said like, no. Well, basically what happened was Beijing said, okay, you're gonna have an extradition treaty with Taiwan. You have to have an extradition treaty with us, mainland as well. And that's when they were like, oh, you're just interfering into Hong Kong matters, which is what
So
started all
basically, they
this.
were afraid the mainland will not.
They were afraid the
be
mainland
fair.
was going to start extraditing. Well, the Hong Kong was going to start extraditing Hong Kong people into mainland,
Right.
even though the law was very clear about no crime that was not more that would not give more than 7 years in prison would not be possible to extradite to mainland.
But don't you think that's just a very small trigger? I mean, obviously, I don't think they're terrorizing Hong Kong for months just because of this one thing. It's much deeper, right?
Well, it felt like they started to feel a very strong presence into very important matters for Hong Kong. And my view is when it went back to China in 1997, they said, okay, we're going to have a 50-year transition. It's not like at midnight in 2047, boom,
Yeah.
everybody went to China. No, there are gradual changes that were
Right.
and we've seen it, right? Like when I took the Human train to Hong Kong, we're like, wow, now there's immigration from mainland in West Kowloon.
Right.
That's a change. That's a major thing.
They do the immigration in Kowloon
Yes.
to the mainland,
Yes.
and not like the Changping train that does it here.
No.
Ah,
They do it in Hong Kong
interesting.
territory.
I mean, that's something that couldn't happen before,
Exactly. So these things happen gradually.
right?
This is something that kind of like presented itself. It was not something that Beijing was looking to do. It just presented itself as a situation that this guy brought up, basically.
Is there a way to know, Billy? For someone like you, you're from Hong Kong. You have friends, you have family. You know a lot of people there, of course. What's the percentage in Hong Kong right now? How many people support the protests, and how
I
many
have
people don't?
No idea.
It's very difficult to
Yes,
know.
I think so. Yeah, I think because when you listen to if we put it like two sides, okay, it's not exactly like that. But if we did put it like two sides, of course each side say their own story, right?
Sure.
So I don't know the exact number.
I think from what I see, I believe, my opinion, I believe that there are quite a lot of people that think, I get what they want, I get what they're doing, but they went way too far, and I'm
It's not the
against
way.
them.
It's not the way to do it.
Right.
And then people start supporting the other side, or
So
just
it's complicated. There's no only two sides,
Yeah.
in a way,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
When is the last time you were in Hong Kong, Fernando?
well, I should have been there like about 9 months ago because I needed to change my contact lenses on my
Right.
doctor's over there, but I just couldn't go.
Yeah. So
And now even worse.
so you're saying you really want to talk about it. You said you're dying to talk about
Yeah.
it with them.
In a way, yeah. Yeah.
Right. But you don't.
I tried. I think that the main thing I really want to know. Some of my friends, well educated, have good jobs, but how could they have this kind of mindset? To let's say, for example, let's say the police is bad. I just cannot understand how can they end up think like that.
Brainwash? Social media?
A lot of,
I
a lot of
must say.
people, a lot of people blame Western influence in this situation. They say that there's a lot of pressure from America. For example, the bill that passed in the House of Representatives in America, the Hong Kong democracy bill, whatever.
That was bullshit.
Is that? Yeah, but it does send a message. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like China saying, okay, we're going to pass a California freedom bill.
No, I mean the
does
bill was
Beijing-
bullshit. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's
But it's
ridiculous.
exactly the same. It's like China trying to tell America and Californians what to do, what not to do. And California is one of the largest and most important states in the United States. If they separate from America, America would feel that loss.
Right.
But is that ridiculous?
Right.
True.
Yeah. Do you think things are going to change soon because of the other situation, the virus?
Change? What do you
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
by
The
change?
protests, are they going to come back?
Come back? I hope not.
You hope not.
Yeah.
Look, the way that I see it is this all revolves around the United States, in my opinion. Basically, when he was going to be impeached, or he was going through impeachment, you need to make noise somewhere else. And you need to show strength somewhere else so that the eyeballs go somewhere else. So I felt that's what happened with Iran. That's what happened. I mean, that's what they do.
Politicians,
Hey,
that's
look
what
over
politicians
there. Hey,
do.
look over there.
Yes.
Hey, there's issues over there. There's
Yeah.
nothing's happening here. Hey, like a
So
magician.
you mean
Distraction.
you think they really strongly supported that, and
They used it as
they
a
did
distraction.
things to help it grow? That's
Look,
what you think?
I saw a video, I don't know, I'm quite a lot into politics. So I saw a video of a man called Steve Bannon. I don't know if you know Steve Bannon.
Sure.
With Hong Kong politician or activist as well, doing a live event on YouTube, telling these rioters what to do, where to go, like literally telling them, like, you need to wait until 9 o'clock and then you can actually go into this place because then the police will be like actually giving them instructions.
So you feel like United States had a strong hand in this?
People in America, I could tell you that I saw Steve Bannon doing this, and well, if that's not manipulation, is that not interference in Hong Kong affairs? What else is there? So I'm not going to say Americans, but Steve Bannon did that
Right.
on behalf of perhaps other people
Right.
and a certain movement in America that wants to destabilize China.
You don't talk about it even with your sister?
No.
No.
Only
And
my mom.
And you don't know what your sister thinks?
I don't know.
You don't even know what she thinks
I
about
don't
it?
know. Interesting, huh?
That's interesting. Very
I
interesting.
think one thing is I haven't gone back for like 8 months, 9 months,
Right,
right?
right.
So I did not really have a chance, So when I talk to her on like Facebook or WeChat, we talk on other things,
So you see your friends sometimes posting for or against, I guess. You've
Yes.
seen it. You just ignore it.
Yes. Yeah, a bit frustrated or don't understand why, but what can you do,
Yeah, people are going to think what they're going to think.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Well, this was a very, very heavy end of our podcast. But
Yes.
thank you very much for sharing this with us because, well,
problem,
this is
no problem.
coming from a person from Hong Kong
Yes,
who
thank you.
loves China and lives in
Yes,
China.
yes.
And, well, it was a good perspective to this situation. All right. Billy Lam, thank you very
No
much
problem.
for
Thank
joining
you,
us.
Billy.
Thank you.
We appreciate you doing this. And, well, guys, you know what to do. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. And when you do that, don't forget to hit the bell button to be notified whenever there is a new video out. And make sure to follow us in our social media down here. And until we see you again, this was, of course,
China.
see you next.
See you.